Greetings, Doom fans, and welcome to the return of the Collapse Cafe here on the Doomstead Diner. All right, it's been a couple of years since I last made a video. I'm sure a few of you have been wondering about where I've been and what's been happening to me. Uh, well, uh, if you have watched my videos for a while and you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see, just the last 20 of them or so were shot in various hospitals. Well, there was another hospitalization after that last one that's up there, and that ended up with me coming to this place. What you see behind me, is my room in a SNF, a skilled nursing facility, which is a long-term care warehouse for the dead or the dying, crippled and dying. It would be me. And I've been living here for a year now, with Medicaid picking up the tab for me, Medicare and Medicaid. It costs $16,500 a month to warehouse me in this place. Do you believe that? Of which I have to pay a pretty insignificant portion. Basically, my entire Social Security check plus my entire pension check go to it less $200. They leave me $200 a month as my spending money allowance. My roof is paid for, my food is paid for, and I get care if I need it 24/7. So in that sense, it's a fairly carefree and luxurious life. And as this sort of institution goes, it's probably one of the better ones in that I have certainly seen and been around. Uh, if they left me a little bit more money to spend, I'd be perfectly happy to stay here. But as it is, I am trying to get myself out of here to a independent living arrangement again. Uh, the housing problem and housing situation is probably the biggest obstacle to that at the moment. Uh, there is not a whole lot of apartments available, affordable housing type apartments in Anchorage, and there's a fairly long waiting list for all of the ones that are run by the public agencies or the native corporation, Cook Inlet Housing. They're all difficult to get into. So, in the meantime, I'm pretty comfortable here, and I make do with my $200 a month, which, considering the fact that I have no bills and all the rest of it, uh, as long as I, don't buy too many brownies. I like I like my brownies in the morning, and Cokes and so forth. I can get by. So, and you saw me move here. I'm sitting on my electric wheels. Okay, and that's how I get around the facility, how I move around these days. And missing one leg. That got removed a while back. And you might be curious, why am I wearing this mask and the glasses? Uh, that is a kind of a joke in the sense that everybody knows my face. If you go to my channel, you'll see all my other videos. My face isn't covered, so it has nothing to do with my personal fear of being identified. The deal is that doing this video, I tried to get at least one other person, one other doomer, Collapse Nick, Collapse aficionado, whatever, to come with me on this broadcast and do it with me, so I'd have somebody to talk to. not have to do a monologue. But nobody volunteered, and one of the reasons that I get for it is they don't want to be identified. You know, they don't want their face to be known, who they are. So what I'm demonstrating here is that it's perfectly possible to cover up your face and make yourself impossible to identify, even with the best facial recognition software. Okay, you would not be able to tell this is me, except where everybody knows my hat and so forth, and my voice, and so I'm actually not that difficult to identify. But that's one reason, and I don't know the other reasons. They don't have webcams. They give me all sorts of reasons for not wanting to uh, do these videos. They have nothing to say. They have stage fright, whatever. But I don't. I don't have stage fright, and I'm ready to say my piece about collapse on any day at all. And that's what I'm doing today. And next time I do a show, I got to remember to button up, okay? So I'm not playing with my neck collar. All right. Well, what's happened in the last couple of years while I haven't been on? Well, we're not worried so much about population overshoot anymore because we're dying off. According to Elon Musk and statistics out of the UN, we are going to breed ourselves out of existence or not breed ourselves out of existence. That's how we're going to go extinct because we're not making babies. We're not making enough. And while that is in the long term true, if it goes that way, that would be actually one of the better outcomes. If we could just depopulate the planet by insufficient fertility, not breeding enough, that would be a good outcome for us as a species. Not to go all the way to zero, of course, just to depopulate down to a size of Homo sapiens that the planet can support, probably somewhere less than 1 billion people. 500 million was the number that used to be on the Georgia Guidestones before they were destroyed. I think at the time of the Black Plague, back in the 1600s, the plagues in general, the population of the Earth kind of leveled out at about 650 million. That probably was due to the technology of the time, medicine of the time, and so forth, how much food they could raise. And with that type of technology, had reached its maximum, and one thing or another, wars, etc., would keep the population at about that size. That was before all the fossil fuel burning. So we weren't, as a species, filling up the atmosphere with CO2 and causing the climate change that we are currently seeing, and which also is another one of the threats to our further existence on the Earth. How much longer we have before we have some kind of a major knockdown goes, that's always a very regular question for me. And as we start the new year, I will answer it with the definitive, I don't know. No, I know there's going to be a major crash, and but giving an exact date on it is one of those mistakes that I think a lot of people have made over the years, and it's one I try not to make, so I hedge a lot. But I don't see how we'll go more than another 20 years without seeing some kind of major famine, major war, or another epidemic of some type that significantly knocks down the population. And economics wise, I don't think we can go another 10 before the monetary system takes a real nosedive, and it becomes impossible to do banking and trade and a lot of things with the monetary system as it is configured now. It's not to say that it's going to be a complete, completely impossible to do those things, but it will be much harder. And so you'll see a vastly reduced amount of goods available in your stores, and your ability to buy them will be also vastly reduced. So, call an economic crash within the next 10 years and an overall population crash within the next 20. And that fits within my lifespan, and that has been more or less my goal, to stay alive long enough to see the real turn of events. Although, you know, at the same time, I'm okay with dying sooner, because the direction and where things are going is pretty obvious at this point. All right, well, that's all I'm going to do for today, for New Year's Day 2024. The coming year looks to be very exciting as collapse goes. We have a lot of issues in the bond market with our national debt in the fascist states of America, or FS of A as I refer to it in my writing. We have a lot of instability there. We have a POTUS election coming up with the first primaries starting in January. We're not sure if Donald Trump is going to actually run or not. He's already been pitched off the primary ballots in 2 states, Maine and Colorado, I think. And we'll just have to see how that one plays out. Either way, whether it's him running and elected, or Uncle Joe Biden running again and elected, or somebody else, it really doesn't matter who the president is. At this point, we have so many problems that nobody could fix them, and they're all so corrupt at that level of government, just to get there, just to be somebody who gets the nomination, so forth. They're already so compromised that they can't really do anything except serve the system as it has developed, and serve the true masters of our fate, who are the not the top 1%, but the top 0.0001%, the multi-billionaires of the world, the very, very rich, who hold all the power, and who hold the keys to our direction as a species. Where we're going to go, what things we will invest in, and so forth. Those are the people that buy and sell politicians, and who we can, in the end, hold responsible for what's going to happen to us as a species. Somebody has to be held accountable at any rate. And I get very tired of hearing how it's just, humanity. It's all our fault. It's your fault because, you don't have live a perfectly clean life. Everybody has something. You drive a car, right? You fly on airplanes. You're responsible too. No, yeah, not really. That is not the case. We all have to behave in a certain way, and we have to use the means of transportation that are available to us to get around, make a living, and so forth. So, uh, the true masters of our fate are the people who organized up society to work this way. And it didn't have to work this way. There were a lot of other choices and alternatives that we could have taken if we go far enough back in time. Uh, you would have to go pretty far back, though. I'd say to the early 1900s, certainly before the interstate was built in the 1950s. It would have to be before that to have set up our country with an infrastructure that was sustainable. So that didn't happen because the automotive industry wanted, well, actually, the oil industry, which was what started the automobile industry, so that there would be a market to sell the oil to. Uh, had that not been built, then we would possibly have had a greater chance at a more long-term sustainable society. But it didn't happen, and that's because of just a very few people. You can nail down the Rockefellers in particular for that. John D. Rockefeller, especially. All right. Well, enough blaming the rich of the world for our fate for today, and I will be back here periodically to talk about collapse, talk about what's going on. I am blogging again. You can find my blog at globalcollapse.wordpress.com. So come and read my latest. All of my old writings that were on doomsteaddiner.net, the millions of pages that I have written, are still currently buried on the server at A Small Orange. I may resurrect them. I may get them back online at some point for those of you interested in the many things I wrote analyzing collapse, the nature of our economics, and so forth. But, well, people don't like to read old stuff, so I'm starting again and try to keep it current and new. And there are new concerns now as well. I mentioned depopulation as one of them. So, also transsexuals and woke behaviors. I think social behaviors are another interesting phenomenon that we have going on. I treated that in a recent blog, and I'll be treating more about the healthcare industry, which I am deeply immersed in as well in my writings. So those of you interested in that perhaps want to drop by and give me a read. I hope all of you are well. I hope you still have a roof over your head and are not one of the ever growing number of homeless people. And otherwise, I look forward to speaking with you again here on the Doomstead Diner at the Collapse Cafe. Hasta la pasta.